Good morning, everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages. Welcome back to the channel. And today I have a very special video for you. I'm going to do a 2-year review / breakdown of my Native Slayer Propel Max 12.5. It's gonna be fun. Stay tuned. It's gonna be a longer video. I'm gonna go through this bad boy, show you how I have it rigged up, how I work it, and everything I like and dislike about it. This is HeavyZ Fishing. All right, so let's get this bad boy broken down. And I should go ahead and say, if you like dogs, this video is for you. There will be multiple dogs throughout this video. We got one sunbathing right there. But anyway, so here we go. My Native Slayer Propel Max 12.5. Isn't she beautiful? Let's just start up here. So, the bow of the boat. You have a really good grab handle right here. And it's even got tracks mounted into it. So you could, you know, mount you a GoPro or whatever you want here. Great, solid, sturdy, boom, lift it up, good to go. I have a red flag for traveling purposes, you know, you got to be legal, and also from rogue fishing, an extended grab handle. So in case, see how far that comes out, I can use that if need be. And this does help, like for instance, if you can't use a concrete boat ramp and you actually got to back this into just like on the grass and then go into the water that way, this helps you get leverage when you're pulling it out. And then moving right along here, so this thing, when it came from the factory, was not set up like this. I don't use this boat exactly how it was intended for, but I will show you how it was because it is really good for guys that just want to buy a kayak and get straight on the water without having to do anything. This is it. So it came like that, right? And what these are rod storage devices. So you would take your rod, slide the tip in through here, and it would protect it, and then it would come back, and then you had a little mount. I forget exactly where it was. It might have been right here where the handle laid on top of that, so you could store 2 rods right there on either side, which was really cool. And then you could also put 2 rods in your rear-facing rod holders here on both sides. So right out of the gate, if you buy this from a store, you have 4 rods capable right out of the box, which is really cool. But I didn't use it for that. I took these off. Why, you may ask? Because this is where I like to have my net, right here. So when I'm sitting, my net's right here, handle's right there, I can grab it, net a fish over there. That's how I chose to operate this. Now, going back over here. So the front hatch is amazing. The storage on this boat is amazing. So you can see here, nice little latches. These latches work really good, and they do have upgraded ones with actually like pull tabs on them that, you know, I may get, because when it's cold, sometimes you can, these can be a little difficult, but you make do. So your front hatch storage, you have a little bungee right here, right? So you could store something here if you wanted to. Let me show you what I do whenever I'm traveling. I don't even have to take my net off. It can stick out of the truck just like this, and the wind doesn't even, it stays put. And then I'll just bungee this like that, and that's how my net stays secured. But you could do anything, a dry bag, extra clothes, whatever, put it, bungee it, strap it, good to go. So now we're gonna get into the front hatch here. You open this up, like I said, tons and tons of storage. We're gonna start right here. So this is a little box where I keep just little nifty and survival tools and things that I could potentially need. Well, except for this. This is a lure retriever, right? Need to have one of those, in my opinion. I actually had to use it to save a $40 swim bait not too long ago. But in here, I got just a bag of miscellaneous tools, some Huggy wipes. This is a survival kit, just a little cheap Ozark Trail from Walmart, because you never know the wind picks up real bad, the weather gets bad, you have to bank your kayak on an island or wherever you are and wait for that weather to clear up. I mean, you might want to start a fire. I mean, you never know. You just never know what could happen out there. So a little survival kit, in my opinion, is good to have. And then, of course, a little first aid kit. Oh, and a tube of silicone, because you never know. I mean, I don't think it would really happen, but I mean, what if something punctured the side of this boat? Now, it's not probable. Is it possible? Sure. Something just to keep water from getting in, to get you through in a pinch, you never know. I just put it in there. And so what's really cool is now you're like, oh, that's not that much storage, Dylan. Well, you can take this out. So once you take this out, now it's open right here. And guess what? I have a rain suit right here. Boom. And you can still see you have more room for, you know, you could put a dry bag. Well, let's just see. Let's just see, because I have a dry bag there. So here's a dry bag, and this has some more tools and my scale, my digital scale. I don't know if this is pretty bulky. I don't know if it's going to fit. Let's see. We'll move that up. We'll put this guy right there, just like that. Okay? And then we'll drop this back in. Look at that. It did work. It did work. So right there, if that's not a selling point, if you're like me, I love to be organized and I love storage. I just found out that I had room to put even more stuff under that front hatch. That's awesome. That is a big, big plus. And see, I'm learning things every day, and I've even had this kayak for 2 years. I want to say 2 years. I bought this right before the COVID and lockdowns hit really, really hard. So I want to say that was that March of 2020? So I think if that was 2020, I don't know, it's been so long ago. I bought it that February. But anyway, so there's that storage up front. So really, I love it, man. I love these trays. Now, another really cool thing that Native did for the angler in mind, of course, the rod storage we talked about, but this is a battery box designed for a battery, and it holds a good size battery. I've just got a little 12 volt, 10 amp Dakota lithium ion battery for my depth finder. And then this is just some pipe insulation that I stuff in there just to keep the battery from rolling around. But as you can see, I mean, that's a big area, right? And I have my transducer mounted right underneath here. And then here's the wire. You just run that up through there. And then I have it drilled out right there. As you can tell, it's just tape and silicone because I need more hole through wiring kits. They're not in yet, so I just did that temporarily. When those do come in, I will take that tape and silicone off and put a hole through kit on there. But so that's it. I just got battery sitting in there, just some pipe insulation, or pool noodles is a nice little hack just to keep the battery from moving around. And then I had the wires, like I said, drilled there, and the wires are ran inside here to that plate, which we'll get to in just a moment. But there is the front hatch, really, really good. And I know also they have the Titan series, which has I believe has a really, really big open front hatch. That's awesome too. All right, so moving right back to the drive. This drive system is absolutely unbelievable. So all you would do is you would latch it in here, latch it in there, and go. This thing is unbelievably smooth, and I will tell you a little hack that I did. So with this boat, pedaling, just a nice normal pedal, not breathing hard, not breaking a sweat, I can get 3 to about 3.3 miles an hour, and I can get 3.7, almost up to 4 if I'm booking it, but that's not, I don't like to do that. So anyway, on this drive, this is the original propeller. 2 years old. I have hit numerous stumps, rocks. I have banged this thing up, and this propeller, it almost looks brand new. So very, very, very high quality, well-made products here. And what I like right here is really cool. This is a weed guard. So a lot of times, if you're fishing in hydrilla, grass pads, you'll get all that stuff wrapped around here. Well, this little clasp right here is to keep that grass from actually getting deep inside there to where you would have to take this apart and get it off. that ring keeps that grass off. So the grass will wrap around this, but you could just pick it up, pull that grass off, and you're good to go. That is an awesome little feature about this. Now, these pedals, they are a little spiky, as you can tell. See, but I mean, so, you know, I'll do it barefooted. It doesn't bother me. Some people complain about it, but they do have upgraded, softer pedals you can get. It's not a big deal to me. But right here, this screw right there. So you take that out, and then you can actually see down to the gears inside here. And now they did come factory greased, but what I did, now this does void the warranty, I've been told. Take that out, Allen head, and then I filled this entire chamber up with synthetic motor oil, right? And I was told that voids the warranty. I don't really care, because once I did that, you want to talk about night and day, just how smooth this became. So that's what I did. Do that at your own risk. So anyway, I don't know what exactly this weighs, but it's not very heavy. Look at that, there's one hand. So you can just take that drive system, boom, just like that, put it in the back seat of your truck or van, whatever. There you go. A nice little, the drive hatch here where you would drop the drive down. This is where you would drop it down into the water. I really like how they had this little thing here, because it's a nice little tray. You can drop trailers, plastics, some line, nice little cup holder. Really, really cool, just a little storage system here. And then you would not do that, but you would just bunge it down. See how it just bungees, 4 corners, boom, and that's not going anywhere. And I will travel down the highway with this in there, latch, and it's not going anywhere. I will travel down the highway at 70 miles an hour with this latched up here, sticking out of the back of my truck. They don't go anywhere. So really, really good bungee system. Nobody really talks about the quality of bungees, but these bungees on the Native are awesome. See how they're just, that's another thing I missed. I forgot this on the hatch. Look, it comes with built-in tracks. So you could mount electronics, whatever you wanted. You could do mounting systems here. The options are endless on this boat. And like I said, more tracks. Here's a track for my net. This is just a, you know, a Yak Attack holder here. And it's just more tracks all the way here on both sides. So your mounting options are endless. Now, so we talked about the battery. Wires are running through, right? 2, they come with this plate right here. See this plate? This is factory. This is an awesome, awesome, genius idea, because now you don't have to drill into the side of the kayak. You can just drill into this plate and screw it back on, which is awesome. So I've got my hole-through kit here. See, that's what a hole-through kit is for your wires, and that's what I need to order more for this battery in here. But anyway, batteries run out, wires come out right here. Boom, to my depth finder, which happens to be a Hook Lowrance Hook 5 triple shot. Is she on? See, I'm just gonna prove to you that it does work. And that Dakota lithium ion battery, if you're in the market for a battery, I highly recommend those. Those batteries are awesome. But there's my depth finder, and I just have this mounted on these awesome tracks again, on just a little Yak Attack quick release. So you can see it's got all those ridges in there. So you can take this and literally turn it. You can face it out over here, drop it in, lock it. And now it does move, but it's not coming out. So those are really, really cool. Now, so there's that. Now, when it comes to storage on this boat, tackle storage, this boat, like I said, they had the kayak fishing angler in mind when they designed this. As you can tell here, you got a slot here, you got a slot here. 2 slots, they fit 3,600 trays. They were made for them. There's a 3,600 flambeau. Drop it in, latch it down, it's not going anywhere. As you can tell, I don't have one here, but that's okay, because I have my, if I had my depth finder, if I moved it up here, I could put another one in here. But just for the time being, I don't. I do have a bag of soft plastics though. Just drop them in there, bada bing, bada boom. You can drop some other stuff in here. The options are limitless on this thing. So right off the bat, we're talking, if you just bought this straight from the store and took it to the water, you've already got 4 rods without having to do anything, and 2 3,600s for tackle without having to purchase anything else. But this is where it gets awesome. The seat and the seat platform. So this seat is extremely comfortable. This material is really, really nice. Breathes really well. See, it's just a great, and then sometimes I'll take, like in the summertime, I'll shove my little shoes up in here, my water shoes, boom, and they'll stay in there. Now, and then you just have 2 buckles on either side, so you can adjust it, you know, however you want. But this seat is actually part of a platform. You can see this whole platform here, from here, is one piece. This is all one piece, but the seat will disconnect. You just unscrew these, boom, on both sides, and the seat will lift off. And it has 2 positions. I always keep mine in the high, but if you want to be a little closer to the boat, you can raise them down. You just unscrew this, drop the seat, screw them back in, and now you're in the low position. I like mine in the high position because of storage. So as you can tell, big open compartment right here. I will put like my GoPro batteries and then a portable little phone charger and battery charger and some cords to charge with. I'll put all that stuff right there. I mean, you could put plastics, you could put a drink, whatever you wanted. Like I said, the options are limitless. Now, underneath here, more storage. So check this out. This whole seat platform. These are 3,700, so these are the big boys. I've got not 1, not 2, but 3. Check that out. I can fit 3 3,700s there. And then this is a bag with all of my terminal tackle in it. Every piece of terminal tackle I have, including jig heads and shaky heads and whatnot, is in here. I could slide that in there. I could take this guy right here. It's got a nice little bungee system. Now that is bungeed, that's not going anywhere. So, to reiterate, 4 rods straight from the factory, 2 3,600s if you choose, 3 3,700s, all your terminal tackle. But wait, there's more. You could actually store 3 under here and carry 1 more right behind the seat. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4 3,700s, 2 3,600s, 4 rods, all your terminal tackle. Big sniff. This is awesome. So this platform also, it bolts down, has 2 bolts right here. You can unscrew these, and then this seat will actually slide. Just a couple of inches. It would slide a little more, but I have my landing gear here. But if you just need, if you just need an inch or 2, you got it. And this whole platform, you can take the seat off. This whole platform comes out of the boat if you wanted to wash underneath it and clean, and then you just take this platform, it's very light, put it right back in, mount it, put the seat back on, boom, you're good to go. The seat, so right now we're talking about the storage. I mean, we already saw the front hatch, awesome storage. The rods from the factory, awesome idea, awesome storage. I don't use it for that. Seat and seat platform, 100%, I love it. The storage is awesome. Look right here. It comes, this is also part of the seat platform. Look, built-in tool compartments. I've got tethers here from Rogue Fishing. Fish grips, check. Scissors, check. Pliers, check. All on their individual tethers, all on one carabiner, clipped to the seat. So there you go. Cup holder, forward facing rod holder. So when you do catch your giant, biggest fish of your life, rod is angled to the front. Now you can work the fish right here. So just from the front hatch to the seat, this thing is absolutely amazing. I love this whole seat, this whole platform situation idea. It is awesome. Built for the angler in mind. I mean, you can't go wrong. I haven't seen another seating arrangement compartment on another kayak that I like better than this. I really, really like this a lot. And like I say, I mean, you can do all kinds of things. But see, also, you know, I don't have a black pack. A lot of guys carry Yakutech black packs. I don't. And then that would even open up for all kinds. I mean, like I said, the options are limitless. But anyway, moving back. So when I got this boat, it is heavy. It is heavy. It's 12.5 foot long. I don't know the actual weight. 12.5 foot long. I think it's 34 inches wide. something along those lines. Live on HeavyZ Fishing. Let's just go, where's the widest part of the boat at? Probably right, it looks like it's like right here. Thirty-four inches wide at the widest part. 12.5 foot. I don't know the empty weight on it. I think it's like 90 pounds when there's nothing in it. I don't know for 100% sure. Okay, so we were at the seat. Now, knowing that it was so long and so heavy, you know, and getting it in and out of the truck, I had to get a landing gear. That's just me. Some guys do, some guys don't. This was the best decision I ever made. This is from Native. It's the Native Sidekick. It's about $250, but it just mounts in the track. It's very easy to mount. A couple of screws here, you slide, you get this exactly how you want it, and then all you would have to do is just, you lift up on the kayak, pull these wheels out, drop it in the water, and then these wheels, you can raise them up and store them back in here while you're fishing. So your wheels will just be up here beside you. Really, really one of the best things I have bought for this kayak. All right, so that's the landing gear, like I said, about $250. Now, let's talk about factory tracking, steering, and how it actually maneuvers and operates in the water. Out of the factory, not bad. Not bad at all with the original steering setups. But, so my steering system lasted 2 years, almost exactly 2 years, before eventually I sheared off the handle, the factory handle, and I had no way to steer. So I went with an awesome company, you may know them, called Burley Pro. This is about close to $200, but this is their raised aluminum steering handle. This is amazing. It is so smooth. And as you can tell, there's the rudder turning. It is awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So I upgraded and got this, right? And then I kept the original plate back here, but we did run brand new wires. And so how this works is, here's your tension knob. So just a Phillips head screwdriver, you could loosen or tighten, and this whole thing, see, I got it pretty snug right now, but you could, if your handle was a little tight turning, just loosen this screw a little bit and get it exactly where you want, but you don't want to loosen it too much. I've learned this the hard way. When I was driving, I had this too loose, and this bolt, all this bolt does is it connects to your rudder right here. I had it too loose and I lost my rudder. It just fell off and I was screwed. I had to buy another rudder. So maybe when you're transporting, if you do like I'll tighten it down really tight so I know this rudder is safe. And then when I get to the body of water, I'll get the handle exactly how I want it. I'll loosen this and then I'll go from there. So there's that. The factory rudder is fine. This thing, I mean, they do have upgrades rudders from Burley Pro, but I haven't had the need for it. This thing tracks decent. I would say probably 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10. It turns like you would expect for a big boat. I mean, with the upgraded Burley Pro handle, it does, I have noticed it does turn a lot better and a lot sharper. So there's that. But from the factory, the steering, everything, how they have it, the rudder, I would give it a solid 7 to 8 out of 10 factory. But then if you go with upgraded with Burley, you're talking 10 out of 10 if you did everything that Burley offers. Now, going back to more storage. I love storage. More rear tracks on both sides for mounting whatever you want. Now, so this is not part of Native, but whenever you're talking about a kayak, one of the main things that I talk about and other guys talk about is, okay, what am I going to put my baits in and what am I going to store my rods in? Well, I went with this. I found this guy online. It's called Laid Back Kayak Rack. And what this is just a big metal platform that he designed. It's not very heavy at all. And it fits in to the 2 rear facing rod holders on the kayak. You can see that one right there. So it just sits down in there. These legs come out and they sit on the kayak itself. So it's not going back, it's not tipping out. And then with this platform here, you can tell it's just got a bag that's secured. And with this bag, I've got soft plastics for days in here. I've got 3 bags and a big 6 cents bag with room to spare. So I went with this because it's awesome. 6 rod holders on this rack. Now, a little pricey. This thing is about $400, where you could get a black pack for like $150. But can a black pack do this? So you're fishing, you're coming up on a bridge, and you're like, man, I can't get under there. I'm gonna have to take all my rods out. Not with this, you're not. And just like that, your rods are now angled. And any bridge that I've came up to, or whatever kind of structure it is, just fishing bank lines and having tree limbs hanging over, I've never had to take the rods out. Just lay them down, it just lays down, and then it stands up. But like I said, it is awesome. See, and this is all it is right there. It is awesome, but it is a little pricey. That's the main reason I went with this, is to be able to lay the rods over, which is great. Second reason is because it leaves the entire hatch, rear hatch of the kayak open. So as you can tell, everything is open now, and I have this little guy. So you could have a whole nother box of baits right here if you wanted to, right behind your seat. Now, this is just a little Plano box I found in the automotive department at Walmart. But look at it. It fits perfectly in between the raised section of this kayak. Slide it out. Oh, my latches got one there. Now, and this box is just extra storage. I carry snacks, some extra batteries, GoPro stuff, camera stuff. That's what's in this box. But I mean, what are the odds that it fits right there? Slides all the way forward. But like I said, if you go with this rack, everything's open. Look at all the storage you have. Dude, it's great. I keep my catch board right here. Well, it's actually not a catch board, but you know, it's a measuring stick. Now, another thing from the factory that Native did with this boat is they gave you a way to break your paddle down into 2 pieces if you wanted to, and store it in these little slots right here. And then it would normally have right here at these 2 screws, it would have a paddle holder that sticks out, and you would just clap that in there. But see, I don't use it for that, but you can, and that is an awesome feature. I like to keep my paddle connected and stretched out in the front of my kayak. I don't like it having behind me, but to be able to transport this, and it locks in good. These paddles aren't going anywhere. So that is awesome. And then right here beside this is another rear storage, dry storage. It's just got a little bag, but everything here is open. I don't know, I've been told that you could put rods, store rods. I don't know from here, maybe from the front hatch. I'm not gonna do that, but you could definitely put a dry bag of some sort, tie a little rope to it, stuff it underneath there. Maybe I would probably tape that rope up so that way you can grab it and pull your bag back to you. But I don't have anything in there. This is just, I like this little area. This is where I'll drop my wallet and my keys for my pickup truck and stuff. But then on the back of the Native, so 2 screws here, it's ready to mount a Torpedo motor or a power pole, whatever you choose. 2 awesome, nice foam grip carry handles back here, and another track. There are tracks all over this kayak for more mounting applications, GoPros, cameras, whatever. Drain plug, in case you get water actually in the hull of the kayak, you can open that up, water drains. Now, that reminds me, it has 4 scupper holes. You can see a scupper hole there with a plug. You can just pull it out. I keep these 2 in. I keep these 2 out. Now that we're back here, I keep these out, especially in the summertime. I like to have that water coming in when it's really hot, and these are anti-slip foam mats that are super comfortable. So when it's on a very, very hot summer day and that water comes in, cools your feet down, and you're standing on the mats, dude, it's the way to go. So 4 scupper holes, which you could also get you a stick or a stake like I used to have, and then you could stick it through that scupper hole into the ground in shallow water and just, you know, your little DIY power pole for really cheap. So I have 8 rod capability on this kayak. 6 on the rack, 2 on either side, and you can see these are just more of those quick releases, Yak Attacks right there. And then these are Yak Attack rod holders. Are these the Omegas? I don't remember. But I just have those angled back. 1 on the other side, 6 up here. So I can carry 8 rods Right now in this kayak, I've got 3 3700s, 136, all of my tackle, soft plastics for days, 8 rods, and plenty of more storage and room to go. Like I said, look, all this is open right here. You could put bags of plastics here. You could put dry bags here. You could put a different kind of box. You could actually, with this rack, if you did buy one of these racks, you could probably put a big glass pack back here and maybe even have a rod holder or 2 right there, and those rods would be coming up here. So you could potentially get to 10, even 12 rods on this thing. And then if you did have a black pack, you're talking more 36 and 3700s. I mean, with this rack, the options are limitless. If you didn't have this rack, dude, you could just do a milk crate right there, right? If you're just starting out with rod holders around that. Or like I said, you could get the black pack. I mean, it's huge. This kayak is huge, and the storage is 10 out of 10. I absolutely love the storage on this thing. But now let's talk about stability. So I've only flipped this kayak one time because it was my fault, but loading a kayak from the truck, getting it onto the water, into the water, out of the water, it's a process all in itself, and there are multiple ways to do it. So I used to just drag this thing into the water, and then I would get in, kind of paddle out to where my landing gear was not on the ground anymore, and then I would just lean over from a seated position and pull these out. Well, what happened is I leaned too far, and the whole kayak tipped. The whole thing went over. So I don't do it like, that's the only time it's flipped. I can go from a sitting to standing fishing position, no problem. I never feel like I'm gonna tump over. I stand and fish out of this thing constantly. I stand and paddle. When my paddle's together, stand up and paddle around, you know, looking for bedding fish. No issues there. It's very quiet. It's very stealthy. Even whenever you're pedaling that drive over there, it's not loud. It's not noisy. That's one thing I love about kayak fishing, is the ability to go where the boats cannot. Now, it's going to take you longer to get there, of course, but that's why I love kayaks and kayak fishing so much. And Native, when they did the Slayer Propel Max, they did it right. Now, this is the older version. I believe they do have a 2022 model coming out with more upgrades, and I think like they're putting like this plate, I think they're putting one on the other side, and then I think the seat actually has the tray that comes out, which would have been really cool. But I think everything else is pretty much the same. But anyway, so if you're looking for a user-friendly, straight from the factory to the water kayak, I would definitely check out the Native Slayer Propel Max. Pricing on this thing, I believe when I bought it 2 years ago, was about $2,300. And with that $2,300, of course, you're getting the boat, you're getting the seat and the platform and the drive. So all that comes with it. Now, of course, your nets, your depth finders, your paddle even, your measuring board, your racks, all that does not come with it. So when you're buying it from the store, it is just an empty kayak with a seat and a seat platform and a drive. But you buy it, you get you a paddle, a life jacket, you're ready for 4 rods, tons of bait storage. And like I said, if you're like, oh, I can't even get a glass pack or a black pack or any kind of for my soft plastics, dude, you put you a 36 here, a 36 there, a 37 behind the seat, put you some terminal tackle, and then you open up all of this and just shove Ziploc bags of soft plastics underneath you in terminal tackle. You're literally ready to go straight from the factory. You don't have to do anything. All you gotta do is take it and put the damn thing in the water and go to town. Awesome. I don't know if we talked about speed here, but I think we did. And they come in a couple of different colors. This is the only one that was available. I love it though. I think it's called Lizard Lick, and another one is Copperhead. But I can't think of anything else. That seems like we have covered everything. So if you could, hit that thumbs up button. Like this video if you do like it. And if you're on the fence, please think about subscribing. We got some big things coming. HeavyZ Fishing, you know, onward and upward. We're just having a lot of fun doing this. We're going to continue to do this and keep making videos. And like I said, we're just 2 average guys who like to fish. We are not professionals. The Goofy Golfer said it the best. We're not the pros, we're the average Joes, but we love to fish from our head to our toes. That's it, man. We're just 2 regular guys that go out and fish and sometimes get skunked, sometimes have bad, shitty days, and sometimes we get into some fish. And we just like to share what knowledge we have and our experiences with everybody. So hopefully you find this video helpful. And if you're on the fence about a native, man, get off the fence and get in the native, right? Mariner Sales in Dallas is a giant kayak store. I believe they have some of these in stock, and they have all kinds of kayaks. But for the durability, the price, the speed, the tracking, the handling, it's hard to beat a native. So that's it. That's all I got for you folks. I appreciate it. This is gonna be a long video. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate your time and your effort and all this, you know, sitting here and actually watching me, my dummy self, talk about my boat. But that's it. So that's the Native Slayer Propel Max 12.5. Get you one. Try it out today. Get on the water and rip some lips. I'm Dylan Zamalik with HeavyZ Fishing, and I'll catch you on the flip side. Peace.